So I missed out on the DS and 3DS era completely, but the AYN Thor is here, and now finally I get to experience what I skipped. And honestly, it might be the most fun I've had with a handheld in years. Let's talk about it. Hey, welcome back to Digital Jedi Gaming. I'm Matt. Before we jump into the AYN Thor, I want to take you back for a minute. In 2004, Nintendo dropped the Nintendo DS. There's over 154 million sold. It's the second best selling game console of all time. It was a massive moment in handheld gaming, but it was one I completely missed. Back then, my wife and I had just moved from New York to North Carolina. We were trying to get established and figure our life out together. So gaming took a back seat, and the DS kind of slipped right past me. Fast forward to 2011, Nintendo launches the 3DS. Bigger, bolder, and that crazy glasses-free 3D effect. It went on to sell about 76 million units worldwide and became like the 13th best-selling console of all time. But at that point, I was a relatively new dad, juggling a toddler, work, and finances, and once again, I missed out on one of the coolest handhelds ever. So when AYN announced the Thor, a modern dual-screen device clearly inspired by the DS and the 3DS era, I know this was finally my chance to experience that style of handheld gaming I skipped all those years ago. And let me tell you, gaming on this thing has been absolutely awesome.
First things first, let's talk about what the Thor is. It has dual OLED screens. The top screen is a custom-made 6-inch AMOLED 120Hz 1080p screen with a 16:9 aspect ratio, and it is beautiful. Now, the bottom screen is a 3.92-inch AMOLED screen at 60Hz refresh rate. It's also a 1080p screen. The aspect ratio is 31:27, which is really close to 10:9. It's perfect for Game Boy Color, and NES. Something of note, when you have two screens on Android, it will default to the lower hertz of the two screens, but somehow AYN figured out how to make it work. That being said, if you have the top screen at 120 Hz and the bottom screen is only capable of 60 Hz, there is some screen tearing, but to be honest with you, I haven't noticed it at all. All four models of the Thor come with Hall effect sticks, stereo front firing speakers, and have a 6000 mAh battery that supports 27 watt fast charging. And all four models also come running Android 13. The AYN Thor comes in 4 configurations. First, the Thor Lite, which comes with a Snapdragon 865 processor. This is the same chipset that's in the Retroid Pocket 5, the Retroid Pocket Flip 2, and the RP Mini. This model comes with 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM and 128 gigs of storage. It has Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.1. It does have video at 1080p. This model is only available in black. Then we have the Thor Base, the Thor Pro, and the Thor Max. All three of these come with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. This is the same processor that AYN has used in the last 3 devices, and let me tell you, it's a beast. The base model comes with 8 gigs of DDR5 RAM. The Pro comes with 12 gigs of DDR5, and the Max comes with 16 gigs of DDR5. For storage on the base, we have 128, 256 gigs on the Pro, and 512 gigs on the Max. All three come with Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.3, and they all offer video out at 4K 60 frames per second.
Alright, let's talk look and feel. As I tour the device here, you'll see the overall build feels fantastic in hand. The weight is well balanced, even with the screen open. Nothing feels top heavy or awkward. The sticks are in a great spot and feel really smooth. The face buttons are a good size with solid travel. Not too noisy, and they feel surprisingly premium. Start and select are placed perfectly. The D-pad is just awesome. Now without a grip, I can see long D-pad heavy sessions getting a little uncomfortable. That's going to depend on your play style. The all glass front definitely gives the device a premium vibe. Shoulders and triggers feel pretty good too, though the shoulder buttons could be a little bit loud. Reaching for both the shoulders and triggers could get uncomfortable over time if you're not using a grip. There's this noticeable bump out on front, which seems to be a stopgap for the screen. It leaves a small gap when the device is closed, and some people have complained that it can let dust or debris in between the two screens when you carry it in your pocket or backpack. I keep mine in this Thumbtack accessory bag, so I haven't had any issues personally. Now let's talk about the hinge. People always worry about clamshell hinges failing over time, but honestly, this one feels great. I'm no engineer, but it's quiet, it's smooth, and it opens to a couple different angles, and overall it's been a solid experience. Future editing Matt here. So as far as the hinge goes, there's been a couple reports of cracked hinges. Now, whenever something like this happens, social media places like Reddit and stuff go crazy, and immediately people just start going nuts with, defective issues, and they find things that aren't there. I'm not saying that the hinge crack is not an issue, but I have only seen one or two like real legit cases, and AYN has been pretty proactive in responding. They even posted a couple pictures of a mold line that in some cases is being mistaken for a crack. It's still pretty early on in this situation, so let's watch it and see if it turns out to just be a couple devices or a mass issue. Hopefully it just turns out to be a handful of devices. Personally, for me, the quality of AYN products have always been great. I've never really had any issues with any of them. Let's get back to the review. Now, with the look and feel, I do have two gripes here. Number one, as far as the looks of the solid purple on the inside of the transparent shell, I just don't love it. It's not what I expected when I ordered a transparent device. I was hoping for something more like the transparent purple on the Odin 2. I'm sure there's a functional reason for it, probably related to the bottom screen, but still, I wish it was fully transparent. Second, when it comes to the feel, I really think this device needs the comfort grip for long gaming sessions. That's just my personal preference, and I've seen plenty of folks say that they enjoy it without the grip. But for me, the grip makes a big difference, with the trade-off that it becomes a little less pocketable. Like I said, I carry mine in this Tomtec bag, which works great for me because I can fit a charging cable, a stylus, and a cleaning cloth for all those fingerprints. I don't use the stylus all the time, but when I do, this one's been really solid. It's all aluminum, comes with extra chips, and it's about $12 on Amazon. I'll drop a link in the description. And real quick, let's talk about the grip itself. AYN offers a comfort grip in 3 colors: black, white, and clear. No purple option, which hurt my soul a little. I grabbed the black one and it looked fine, but you know me, I can't leave well enough alone. I picked up some flexible fabric dye in purple and painted it. This is 3 light coats and I let it cure for about 3 days, and honestly, I think it turned out awesome. I'm really digging the final look. When it comes to performance on the Thor, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 dropped back in late of 2022. So the chipset is mature now. It's super stable, has great community support, and a ton of custom drivers that really make it shine. This is actually the 4th device AYN has released with this chipset, and honestly, I get why. The performance is just top notch. When it comes to emulation on Android, there's pretty much nothing this chipset can't handle. Switch, Wii U, PS2, PS3, everything has worked great for me. Game Hub has been smooth, and games like Megabonk and Ball Pit on the Thor are an absolute blast. Any performance hiccups I've seen have been because of the emulator limitations, not the device. Wii U and PS3 are still early in development in Android, so the struggles that you see there are part of where the emulators are right now. Let's talk about the Android experience on a dual screen device. At first it looked a little janky. The bottom screen felt like it was an oversized app tray, but the more I use it, the more it clicked. It's actually really intuitive. Having all of your apps right at the bottom means you never have to swipe up or dig around. Everything is just there and out of the way.
AYN also added a custom menu that's tied to the AYN button. It's surprisingly good. You can choose to use one screen or both, adjust the brightness and volume for each screen independently. There's a task button that lets you quickly jump between or close apps without having to swipe. There's also a little settings status panel where you can see FPS, temps, fan speed, the RAM, GPU, CPU usage, plus some shortcuts. Overall, they did a really solid job with this. Now let's talk front ends. For dual screen support, we really only have 2 options right now: Console Launcher and ESDE or Emulation Station Desktop Edition. So Console Launcher works surprisingly well on the Thor. It has the custom themes, icons, built-in scraping for box art, and even a retro achievement support. When you scroll through the games list, the top screen shows the list box art, while the bottom screen shows a splash screen plus your achievement count. There's even a pause play button on the bottom screen. It's a very clean setup. ESDE, which is my personal favorite front end, recently added dual screen support, but it's not as feature rich as Console Launcher yet. What it does offer is the ability to run ESDE on one screen and launch your game on another, while keeping ESDE open on the first screen. It's basic dual screen support for right now, and I'm sure it'll improve over time. But at the moment, Console Launcher is the better option if dual screen features matter to you. ESDE still looks amazing on OLED handhelds, but feature-wise, Console Launcher is ahead here. So here's how I've been using the Thor. For single screen systems, I launch everything through ESDE. Usually I'll have YouTube running on the other screen, or I'll just turn it off. For true dual screen systems like Nintendo 3DS and Nintendo DS, I launch those directly from the Android home screen and play natively. And honestly, I've enjoyed gaming on the Thor so much I haven't put it down. I've got other devices sitting around untouched because the Thor has just been that much fun to use. Now let's check out some games. So here are my final thoughts. Gaming on the AYN Thor has been an awesome experience. The dual OLED screens are absolutely beautiful and make this thing incredibly versatile. The clamshell form factor gives you that classic nostalgia and makes it the most portable large screen device you can get right now. The sticks and face buttons feel top tier, and the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 combined with the crazy good community support delivers fantastic performance across the board. Add in the nostalgia form factor, the unique dual screen experience, and the overall value you get for the price, it really hits the sweet spot. Now sure, there are a couple negatives. I'm not a fan of the solid purple interior and the transparent model, and I definitely think the comfort grip is needed for longer play sessions, but even with those quirks, the Thor has been the most fun I've had with a handheld in a long time. All of that being said, I've used a lot of handhelds this year, and the AYN Thor has become my favorite device to game on. It's easily my top pick this year. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take it easy and keep gaming.